In this video, I'll show you 10 ways that planes or surfaces can interrelate, and it's in my book, Ellen's Guide to Design Elements, which is only $5. The simplest relationship between two planes is when they are parallel, so they look like rectangles, and that gives the image a flat appearance. So in my picture here, the bridge is a vertical rectangle, and the buildings in the back are also on a vertical rectangle. So they're parallel and it gives a flat appearance. Now, planes can also tip toward each other like an open book. As this top one comes down, it creates more tension. Planes can also tip away from each other, and that suggests alienation and is also an unbalanced image. Now, if planes tip in the same direction as these do, they look unstable, as if they might fall. These planes facing each other have a space in between, and that's very important because that space creates tension between the two planes, and the smaller this space gets, the more tension develops. When the space between the two planes goes away, the planes then look like they touch, and they connect at two ends. This relieves the tension and makes it appear like they are supporting each other. For overlapping, we see one plane in front of the other one, and for that to work, the edges have to be different. If they were the same, then it would look like touching. Now, how does interpenetration work? Well, this black shape seems to penetrate the gray one, partly because we see it in the back here, and partly because its top is a little lower than the gray one. Now, what about the bottom? The bottom has to either touch the gray one or be within the gray one for this to look like interpenetration. Why don't these others look like interpenetration? Well, this first one could be. This black one could continue beyond and behind the gray one. But we just don't see that because that's a very complicated interpretation of a simple picture. We see this as touching. We don't see this as interpenetration. And how about this last one? Can this be interpenetration? It can't because this corner of the black square doesn't touch the gray one. So this cannot be interpenetration. Now, the last two ways that planes can interrelate are transparency and union. So with transparency, we are assuming this black rectangle is transparent, and we see this part of the gray rectangle behind this transparent front. So if this edge is as sharp as the edge that's not behind the black rectangle, then it looks like transparency. If, however, this edge is blurrier than this one, then we assume that this black rectangle is translucent, not transparent, if we can't see this very well. Now, for union to occur, where the two shapes merge into one, they have to have the same value and color, and they should either touch. Well, they have to touch. Here, I took a trapezoid that went from light on the bottom to black on top, or another one that's black on the bottom and light on top, and I put it against a gray background here and here, a black background here, and a white background here and here. So let's see what they look like. Well, when the shape gets darker as it narrows, it looks flat on a gray background and a white background. But look what happens when I put it in a black background. It suggests depth, as if entering a dark space. Now, in contrast, when the light part is on top, the trapezoid looks upright or round if it's surrounded by gray or black, because it has no relationship to that background. But look what happens when it's surrounded by white. It looks like a receding plane in depth because it comports with atmospheric perspective, where it gets lighter as it moves away from us. Check out my book on Amazon and please remember to subscribe.